Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Max Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Max Christmas movies.
I'm Alonso, and I heart, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, you wonderful folks.
Boy. I do appreciate Alonso getting us on schedule for our iHeartMedia quota that we have to reach today.
I heart that about you.
I heart that about you. And if you're watching on Philo, you'll see that we really are saying it. We're not putting it in afterwards through ADR.
No, we are not.
We are really saying iHeartMedia.
And a fun thing, I don't know if you know this, you can listen to our podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
You certainly can.
Yes.
I heart people that listen on the iHeartRadio app.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, let us know.
That's right.
Emails.
Yeah, that's a good way to listen. And if you are you'll know that if you saw this movie before you listen to the iHeartRadio app, that we have said the term iHeartRadio maybe about half the number of times that it was said in this movie.
I stopped counting at some point.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. I've stopped counting the amazing ways that Philo has impacted my life because it's too many. I don't know. I wanted to bring it back. Philo's amazing is what I'm trying to say.
Philo.tv /DTH.
Have you heard the good news?
Have you heard it? Philo.DTH if you want to watch our show and so much more. We are just about a month.
Yeah. This
away.
Thursday at noon, they're going to announce the schedule. I have already called it because we recorded Friday's episode already, and I said they released it yesterday. So I'm calling it Thursday at noon.
Wow.
See, the noon part is what where it falls apart for me, because I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be it's going to pop up on they're going to give an exclusive to peoplemagazine.com or people.com or whatever, and it's going to run at 6 a.m. Eastern time.
The reason I'm saying noon is because last year it came out at noon Eastern time.
Really?
Okay.
Last year, because I went to a lunch. You were in Mexico.
But they usually do it at 10 or 11.
Brian was in the office. I was at lunch, and my phone started blowing up as I was at lunch. The schedule's coming out at noon. They're releasing it. I got in my car, and I sped back to the office by the time it was released so we could get you on the line and Alonso on the line, and it was at noon. That's when it happened.
Okay.
So
maybe I'm wrong then. Y'all better not have this conversation without me this year, wherever I am.
Yeah, of course.
I'll drop everything.
And it will be this Thursday at noon, so put it on your calendar.
Will do.
Very, very, very excited.
Is it a bold move? Yeah. Is it easy to say that you're wrong? Yes.
Why not?
Why not?
Very excited. And then the ball starts
you guys predicting it.
Wednesday. I think it's actually happening on Wednesday at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Eastern. Alonso?
Okay. God's time.
Tuesday at 10.
Tuesday at 10.
Wow, tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 10.
Here's the exciting thing, though, is
one of us is right.
This is just the start of the snowball.
That's right.
Because we already have the Up TV schedule, which is exciting. Hallmark happens, Lifetime happens, Netflix happens. It all starts to kind of trickle out over the next month or so, and then it's time for us to get going, reviewing just turkeys of movies.
Turkeys of movies.
Yeah, just big old turkeys.
Quantity or
a turkey in bowling is 3 strikes.
Yeah, so 3 turkey
triads of movies.
Infinity turkeys.
There's just myriad turkeys of the out here.
Yeah.
Save turkeys. You're going to want that term for later, I think.
That's true.
Also, though, we are getting not just the Up announcement, but Prime has announced Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy that's going to drop in early December. Disney Plus is doing Dashing Through the Snow with Lil Rel Howery and Chris Ludacris Bridges and Tiona Paris, which Tim Story directed, and that's going to be in November sometime. And just last week at the Toronto Film Festival, they premiered a film called El Sabor de la Navidad that is going to air on VIX, which is a thing I always see an ad for whenever I turn on my Roku, which is apparently an all Spanish language streaming service.
Is that the flavor of Christmas?
Technically, yes, but from what the press release said, the current English language title is A Merry Mexican Christmas.
Okay.
Who knows what they're going to go with?
Got it.
It's Salma Hayek's production company is behind it. So,
but is it all in Spanish?
I'm thinking yes,
Okay.
and whether or not there will be English subs, I don't know. I've never watched VIX, so I don't know how they've got it set up.
Well, we'll find out because we're going to do this all over again next year, and I'm sure we will. If we don't get to it this holiday season, we will get to it sometime next year.
Even if it's not in English, I think we should do it anyway, and then y'all can tell me what you think happened in the movie, and I'll try and translate.
We will get canceled. I think that's the line. Me trying. Listen, I've tried in good faith before, but that would get out of hand. That maybe.
I love that your 12th pronunciation of quinceañera is good faith.
Yeah. Quinceañera.
He's getting there.
I'm trying, guys.
right.
I'm putting in the work. Have you earlier this year on Christmas morning, I talked about a movie that was in production with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. Is this ringing a bell?
Yes, it's Red One.
Yeah, it's it's an action
Santa
situation.
J.K. Simmons is Santa,
but I don't know if it finished production before the strikes or not.
Good question. That's been bumping around for a while. Like they were talking about it last year, so I'm hoping it's done.
I hope so. I don't feel like I've heard any.
Netflix hasn't announced their stuff yet, so we'll see.
Yeah,
and right now they're is it eBay that's doing the auction for the workers, the strikes?
Oh yes,
I'm just telling you right now. If anybody wants to help us get a dinner with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, we'd be happy to let you bid on our behalf because we saw the bid was at $900 and we're like, company money, it's happening. And then we're like, oh, there's still 6 days left in this auction.
Yeah,
we don't have a prayer. Never mind.
And you'd have to fly to LA for that too, I think.
You know what? I was booking your travel to come here, and do you know how much it costs to get from Atlanta to LA and back on Spirit Airlines?
I do not.
$104.
Wow.
$52 one way.
Wow, that's scary.
And it's direct. It's a direct flight, Alonso. Non-stop, $52. So I
don't get any ideas.
And I just want everyone to know.
And I didn't book you on that flight, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
That Dan's done that flight from Atlanta to LA.
Yes, I have.
A late night flight to get to Kelly Clarkson, and he was fine.
I was fine. It was one of the better flights I've ever been on, actually.
Wow.
I got the big chair in the front row. I paid an extra $50, so double the cost of the ticket, and I got the front row big chair, and it was fantastic.
Well, going on Spirit is like an e-bike in that you have to pedal.
Nicely done, but
thank you.
Incorrect. Yeah.
This is tough for me to talk about, but I ended up selling the e-bike.
Yeah, he did. Of course he did. You know why?
What?
Because he wanted to get an actual workout.
It's not funny.
Oh.
You always talk it's pickleball. I do pickleball. Big whoop.
I love pickleball.
Big whoop. Pick up a real racket. This is the same as pick up do a real thing.
No, you come play pickleball with me one time.
I would love to. You never tell me when you're going.
No, we'll do an office pickleball game. We'll take Brian and you and Aaron and me out to the pickleball courts.
It's a pretty good vlog.
And we'll play and we'll vlog it.
It's a good vlog.
It's the least we could do.
It's a good vlog.
It'll be up by March.
It'll be up. That's exactly right. Let's talk about Holiday Harmony. iHeart. It originally aired on the Max on November 24th, 2022, and it went a little something like.
Think there was any sponsors that were
I don't know.
Did Max fund this? You think completely?
I don't know.
You think iHeart maybe tossed them a few?
Possible.
Bucks? Okay,
it's possible. Cool. And it went a little something like this. Gail is a struggling musician. She's gigging at bars, playing music for people that just don't really care. Her dream may be coming true though, thanks to a contest with. Say it with me. iHeartRadio. That's exactly right. She gets selected to play the iHeart Christmas Eve Showcase, which is very exciting. Apparently, iHeart on Christmas Eve gets a bunch of independent artists together to showcase their talent. So she hops into her van and she's going to travel across the country and make it to LA by Christmas Eve, which is when the showcase is. She's going to play gigs in all the cities that she stops in. And one day, things are going well, and she's getting a nice little audience on her social media. She's going live and being like, wow, more people. She gets a call from iHeart, and iHeart tells her that they want her to do an original song. And she's like, the only problem with this is I don't have any originals. But she says she will make it happen. She'll have an original. It's going to be great. She's freaking out. And then she looks up from her phone and she sees an alpaca. She swerves to not hit the alpaca, but ends up hitting a wooden fence, which like totally messes up her car. She thinks that she hit the alpaca and died because it's just laying there, but it's just being a silly boy.
Likes to play dead.
Just be a little silly boy. It's fine. And so the van comes up, who owns this land, and she tells Gail that she'll help her fix the van. So Van, who's going to fix the van, has a hunky son named Jeremy. And Jeremy says it's going to take about 2 weeks to fix the van. And the news gets worse. It's going to cost more than she has. The news gets worse. Her guitar neck is broken. This is all a mess. So she has to figure out how she's going to pay for those repairs. So Jeremy has an idea. Because you can't just get a job. Not enough time.
No, not enough time.
Probably won't make that much money gigging.
Yeah.
And so Jeremy has an idea. They need a music teacher at the middle school to help with the gala. The gala. And if they win, there's cash money.
Cash prizes for the kiddos.
That's exactly right. So you'll get paid to do the thing, and then hopefully also cash money for winning the contest or the gala. So she's nervous at first because she's never been a teacher before, but wouldn't you know it, she's sister acting this son of a gun. She's good at it. She's out there just like being really good at like, hey, put a book on your tummy. It'll help with your diaphragm and stuff like that. Naturally, Gail and Jeremy, they start hanging out a ton. Talking about how she grew up as a foster kid and kind of bounced from house to house, and she never was like in one place for very long. And he shares about how he lost his brother and has struggled with that and all this good stuff. They end up kissing. They end up knocking boots. Can I say that?
You've said it before, so I think
I said it on this show.
That's right.
Knocking boots. But then things get away from us quickly because
in a twin-size loft bed.
Yes. Oh, but don't even. Good luck.
Intimacy.
No
right.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping. Like,
There's no world. A night's worth of sleep, you're out of your mind.
If you can sleep that close to someone else.
This isn't an old thing.
No.
I would not. At 18, there's no world. That's not enough room to sleep.
Not enough room.
Not enough room to sleep.
For me.
No.
Anyway, the next morning, he like accidentally finds her notebook that has like a stay or go thing, and then she rearranges his brother's room. He gets mad about that. It's a lot of stuff. Anyway, the van is fixed, and it's time to go to LA. Problem is, what about the kids?
Yeah.
What about the kids' performance? Well, what can you do?
Screw them. You gotta go to LA. Yeah,
iHeart. So she goes to LA for iHeart, and iHeart Radio's the worst.
They're monsters.
That's what iHeart wanted you to know about them. That's how they wanted their brand put out into the world. And so they're like changing her look. They're rewriting her song. They're doing all sorts of stuff. And she gets out there with her new look and her new song version. And she's like, this just isn't me. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go back to the kids. I'm going to go win that gala. So she hops on a plane from LAX. And she lands. They perform. And it is a truly original song.
It is that.
And they win.
They win.
They win the prize. And they're like all like, sing us a song. Sing us a song. So she's like, don't make me sing. She immediately gets out there. She sings. Van then has her phone up. And she's probably just like, yeah, it's just recording me with her phone. No. That's being piped right on into the iHeart Christmas Eve showcase. She's getting to sing the song that she wants to sing the way she wants to sing it, straight from a phone. Quality. And everyone loves it. Flash forward, she's now a full-time teacher.
Yeah.
Class is bustling. Her and Jeremy are together. And she's out there recording her music, selling songs, probably getting played on iHeart stations across the country. And that, my friends, was Holiday Harmony.
We did it.
We did it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down here on
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio presents Deck the Hallmark. Just kidding. It's Philo. Philo presents it. Philo is so much better than iHeart. Philo just kind of lets us do what we want to do.
That's right.
Like, do the show you want to do. iHeart would never.
No, would never. And I wasn't saying iHeart presents Deck the Hallmark. I was saying we'll be right back here on iHeartRadio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, we know, everyone knows we're not.
If iHeart wants us to, like, create a new show for them,
you can call us.
Yeah.
Our price is
Brand will change his name and put on a wig and do the whole thing.
No problem. Let's talk about Holiday Harmony. Is this the second or third Max movie we've seen? I feel like
there was the one.
We watched the kid
museum
movie.
one.
The one with the kids breaking into the or like somebody stole something.
I feel like
the Jingle Bells.
Yeah. This might be the second. I don't know. Unless you count the like Food Network ones,
which we watched on Max, but weren't Max.
Yeah.
There is another Max one out there that we didn't get to, and I'm hoping we're running out of time.
We will not get to it this year, which means we probably won't get to it.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's start with the hot take. Let's share exactly how we felt about this movie. I'm going to start with you, Alonso. Alonso, what'd you think of Holiday Harmony?
Okay, I have to say, expectations play a great deal in this. And in the opening moments, we get the logo of the company that gave us both of the California Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And I think also maybe the I Believe in Santa movie. And then we get a woman walking into a restaurant kitchen that is as mood lit as the restaurant is. Like everyone's working in the dark. I'm like, okay, what is even happening in this movie? But then, like, she starts singing, and the lady can actually sing. The actress that they cast, like, can do it. She was in Spielberg's West Side Story, so, like, she's not, for a movie that is, we've seen so many movies about, like, a person who's supposed to be good at a thing, and then whenever we see evidence of the thing they do, we realize, oh, no, you are not. So that went a long way for me. And I have a barrel of wait what's here, and there's a lot that is just sort of ridiculous, but I didn't hate this. Like, you've got Brooke Shields, you've got the guy from the Peter Pan movie 20 years ago, and like it works more than it doesn't. Like I'm not like crazy in love with this movie, but I'm also not here to stomp on it. Like it's okay.
Yeah. The worst part about this movie is that it's an hour and 50 minutes.
It's long.
It's the worst part of this movie. Because you're right. She's a great singer. And when she's singing, I'm enjoying it. I didn't necessarily like the sparks weren't flying for me with the two of these leads. But if we trimmed a lot of the fat off this movie, especially in the middle where it just kind of like just chills for a while, I think I would have been a lot higher on it than I am. The fact that it's an hour and 50, it really was a struggle bus. Not just because her van's broken down. It's just like, I love her in the classroom. That works for me. The overall like journey, like, hey, I got to get to the thing for the iHeart because it could change my life. I'm fine with that. I think it just came down to I didn't really buy the two leads together, and it was 30 minutes too long. But overall, fine, just more on the boring side than anything else. Dano?
Yeah, I think I'm Alonso's take, but glass half empty. There's a version of this movie that I really like, but this isn't that version. I think it.
The version I really like is Sister Act 2.
Yeah, I think but this storyline of whatever it is, Bad News Bears, Sister Act, like I like those types of movies. But this one takes itself kind of seriously. Yeah. And some of it feels like a movie that was shot for the movie theater at times. But instead, like there were large stretches of this movie where I had a hard time like locking in. Like it felt like they take their sweet time telling a story that is a very basic story. And so, but girl can sing for sure. She can sing and there's talented people involved in the movie. And so it's not an all out disaster, but it isn't something I felt like it was just taking a while, and it wasn't something that I was really cared if they got together or was excited to see what happened next. And I like those underdog stories, or this ragtag bunch of kids is now being coached by somebody that's reluctantly coaching them. That's the Mighty Ducks. That's these movies, they know, those are great. And this movie tries to dabble in that, and it doesn't successfully really do anything but bore me.
It's the problem is they wanted us to care a lot about Bombay's love life, which we just don't. Yeah. We want Coach Bombay coaching the Ducks. That's what we want.
Quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
That's, I think, they really put a lot of stock into us caring about the two of these.
Yeah, because you could have the road trip musician breaks down, has an affair with the mechanic story. You can have the musician gets stuck in a small town and has to teach a music class story. But this is giving you all of that and getting to LA and coming back from LA. And it's
and also it
and
has
saying
this,
I heart 1,000 times.
Probably probably a wait what as well. But it has this, we'll do anything to help you aside from give you money vibe to it that is more horror movie. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, your van's broke. That sucks. We have a lot of solutions and all of them involve you hanging around here for 2 weeks. And then we'll figure it out from there. And that is always a fun little catch in any storyline that I hate. So, there's that it had going against it as well.
Let's get to the feels, where we talk about what in this movie gave us those Christmas feels or feels of any sort, really. Alonso.
Yeah, really, just like I said, the casting, I think. I was impressed when Annalise Sapero opens her mouth and a decent a cappella version of Shadows of the Night comes out. I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be better than I thought it was going to be. Brooke Shields, I did not look at the IMDb page before starting, so it was well into her first scene where I was like, oh, that's Brooke Shields.
I said it out. Is that Brooke Shields? I really was caught off guard by that.
So that was thing, and Jeremy Sumter, I was like, God, where do I know this guy? And I looked up, and if you've never seen the 2003 Peter Pan, directed by PJ Hogan, who did My Best Friend's Wedding, it's really good. And I remember Dave and I went to that thinking if this sucks, after half an hour, we'll leave. We just kind of felt like we needed to see it. But it's another Peter Pan movie. What could they possibly be doing? And we both kind of turned to each other and it was oh no, this is actually good. Let's stay and watch this whole thing. So it's he's, I think, a charming romantic lead. Are there crazy sparks between the two of them? I mean, this is no Saving Christmas Spirit. Those two had a thing going, but it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, feels wise, this is, I think, also in that category of apart from the fact that iHeart does do a big Christmas concert every year, does this have to be a Christmas movie? Is this a Christmas movie? Barely.
Who was your best friend's name that got married?
My what?
You said he did your best friend's wedding.
My best friend's
wedding. Guys, I know. I'm doing a joke. Gosh. I'm doing a bit here. I'm doing a bit.
Wow.
That was funny though, right?
Sure, bro.
It was a little bit funny. It was a little bit funny.
No.
Because you said he...
Yep. PJ Hogan, director. He directed this movie and he directed My Best Friend's Wedding. No.
Yeah, but he said he did My Best Friend's Wedding, which is it's funny. It's funny because it's who's your best friend?
Move it along.
Hey, my feels, anytime a kid is timid and then is a great singer, I'm a sucker for it. It always works for me, and that's exactly what we got here. Did I like the song that they sang? Not particularly, but she was great. The little girl that just has that crazy great voice, and so I was here for that. Dano?
There's a lady in town named Rachel. She's played by an actor named Carla Jimenez, and she tries for comedic relief regularly. Sometimes the script lets her down, but there's a scene where she holds a deer in headlights look at the restaurant, and it is downright impressive. Yeah. She has her eyes so wide open, and the camera holds on her, and she doesn't blink for what seems like an eternity. It's really funny, and I was impressed. I was impressed by the performance there, and it did make my feels.
She's a scene stealer.
Yeah, she is for sure.
Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back, and we will get to the wait what and the take it to the max here on Deck the Hallmark. because it's like
we did get carried away with that terrible joke, and I didn't have time to tell you that I actually didn't like that version of Peter Pan, the PJ Hogan version. I remember the trailer came out, and it had Coldplay, Clocks from Coldplay, and everybody was like, whoa, this is some cool artistic version of Peter Pan. And I remember seeing it and just feeling like, and then we talked about it in the office while we were watching this movie yesterday. Like the three of us all adore Hook, and anyone over the age of 50 hates Hook. Like you guys all are monsters, and you all hate Hook.
Okay.
Every Gen Xer got together and said, Hook sucks, right? Great. And all of us kids are like, no, Hook is amazing.
Was it great, or were you 8?
I was not 8. I didn't watch it till I was an adult.
Can I tell you this?
Brad, you get an asterisk on this thing.
Can I tell you this, Alonso? The best part about this is I was exactly 8.
Boom.
So, but the thing is that I was 20 when Peter Pan came out with Jeremy Sumpter, and I was like, it wasn't my thing. Like, I just felt like everybody just kind of wasn't exactly what I wanted him to be in the movie, and it was just fine.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me you don't like Baby Driver, and then we're going to have a problem.
Look, this is a public service announcement, though. Never, ever watch Pan.
Oh, gosh, no.
Oof.
What a mess that thing is with Hugh Jackman.
Man. Yes.
As Captain Hook. Woof.
Yeah, do not.
The movie was a mess. The 3D was cool on it. But the movie was no way.
3D was cool on it. That's what it says on the DVD.
3D
was cool
on it.
You can't with this DVD. You can't. But
just
watch it
was
that
cool.
way.
Think about it.
You had the opportunity to
imagine
it
in 3D.
Let's get to the wait what.
Hook's no Jupiter Ascending, and I've said that for years. That's all I'm trying to say. Is it isn't Jupiter Ascending?
No lies detected.
Let's get to the wait what. That's what we're talking about. What in this movie made us go, wait, what? Something that you would probably say when you find out that Alonso doesn't like Hook. Alonso, what did you think about this? Any wait what's?
Oh, I have a couple. All right. So again, the dimly lit restaurant, she lugs in this like internet ring light. Lady, that's not going to do you any good in that room.
No way, no how.
It's like if it's this far from your face, sure, but like down in just don't even bother. The whole thing about like hashtag van life was like, oh, so this is like nomad land, but it's cute. We're never going to see her poop in a bucket. Fine, that's good.
You didn't get to Nomad Land. You didn't get there.
Best Picture winner.
Yep.
I don't think the
director did the Marvel movie
Eternals.
Yeah, Eternals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I definitely didn't get to Eternals.
Yep.
I feel like I did see Nomadland, but maybe I'm going crazy. There's another
Francis McDormand.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and see.
A lot of trailer parks. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So she arrives in the town and they go to the bar and the guy sits down and says, "Too mixed." What is that? Is this a thing I don't know? You just asked the bartender for a mixed drink and hope for the best?
It's like, give me a beer. You just order 2 mixed drinks, and you can mix any alcohol with any non-alcohol.
It's a Harvey Wallbanger and a Sex on the Beach.
That's right.
Enjoy.
Here's a creme de menthe and cherry Coke.
Here you're
You asked for a mixed drink, huh?
Mixed is what you're getting. You've heard the expression, grant me the confidence of a mediocre white man. I'm going to add to that. Grant me the confidence of a singer in a bar who picks up a guitar and just launches into a song without checking to see if the thing is in tune.
Yeah.
Like, who knows how long that thing's been sitting there.
Or if the sound is working.
Is confidence unlike anything you've ever seen.
Yeah, she's just full steam ahead. It is not an honor to give your mom the first pancake. The first pancake generally is the one that doesn't work. Like, there's an expression about, like, you throw out the first pancake. It's a thing they say when you talk about, like, editing your own writing and stuff. Like, the first pancake is, generally speaking, hot garbage.
That's probably our problem. We always just go with the first one.
That's right. We actually we eat exclusively first pancakes.
We've never gotten past the first pancake. It's always the first pancake.
Yeah.
So, Brian, I'm glad that you liked that Whispery Girl turns out to be like a heck of a singer, which is, yes, that is a fun trope. I do like it. She's also a font of wisdom. She is just like one aphorism after another. Like, she's a walking fortune cookie. So, okay, we are told that the class is meeting at 8 a.m. because school's out for Christmas break, but they're there to rehearse. And she gets there and they start, and it's a 5-minute rehearsal and everybody goes home.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
They're fighting over the cubby holes and then bam, they're out of there.
You had the entire music department come in during Christmas break for a 5-minute rehearsal.
Imagine loading your twins up. Dropping them off at school and getting a call. Hey, Dad, we're done.
I would start twitching.
Dad, we're done.
They're not at the end of the driveway and the phone.
Oh,
rings.
No.
We're done.
No way.
She put a book on our stomach and said, "Get out of here."
That's right.
Exactly. We are donezo. I mean, on the one hand, you really can't blame Scarlett for being interested in the one guy in town that is her age, apparently.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because everyone else in this town is either a child or much older. However, that does not forgive the fact that what she does to Gail is, Daniel, have you seen Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You don't want to.
She totally misses. Bran, have you seen?
I have not. I just want to be asked.
Okay.
I just want to be asked.
No, that's fair. Fair. You're right. I should not have skipped you. She totally misses.
Yes,
she
you
totally.
What's the name of your best friend? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm coming to Greenville soon, and I will be hitting you. She totally misses Danvers, our heroine. In Rebecca, the Mrs. Danvers is the evil maid who loved Rebecca, the first wife, and she's out to like ruin the second wife. So she tells second wife, "Oh, you know what you should do for this big costume ball? See that portrait over there? You should dress like that, and it would be really great, and everybody will love it." And the second wife's like, "Okay, yeah, fine." And she puts the dress on, and she shows up with all, and everybody looks at her aghast, including her husband. Turns out that's what Rebecca wore the night she died. Oops.
Oh.
So yeah, she totally Mrs. Danvers her into redecorating the studio apartment to look exactly like the dead brother had it, and she falls for it.
It's one of the worst ideas I've ever heard. Yeah. How could you fall for that?
Well, she also didn't see Rebecca clearly.
That's fair.
Because
I
saw that one coming a mile away. She records a 20-second Christmas song for iHeartRadio, and she tells dude, "I need somebody to help me record this." And she needs somebody to hold the phone while she sits on the edge of her camper van and sings it. I'm like, no, you needed a tripod.
Yeah, that's what you need.
You did not need a person.
That's where that ring light and tripod would have come in handy.
It would have come actually.
Yes, and I think the ring light does get unleashed for that one as well. Classic misunderstood kiss. We all saw it coming, and we are like, well, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, have you seen the 1954 A Star Is Born with Judy Garland?
No.
I have seen some of it.
Okay.
Not all of it.
So she gets her big screen test chance, and the makeup people descend upon her and completely transform her into something else entirely. They put a blonde wig on her. They give her they put a thing on her nose. Like it's a whole thing. So she gets to LA and they totally Vicky Lester her with that.
She's been Mrs. Danvers and Vicky Lester.
Yes, in one movie.
It's still standing. Good gosh.
I love the screenwriter loves the classics. Like they give her new eyebrows. She's got a wig, the spangly dress. She is basically descended upon by gays and sparkly people, which apparently, according to this movie, will ruin you. And those gays and sparkly people are brought to you by iHeartRadio.
That's right. Yeah. You don't really meet anyone with any sort of personality, and then all of a sudden, at iHeart, everyone's out to get her. It's crazy.
So bold of iHeart to sign off on a movie that makes them look terrible. Although, admittedly, I suppose that the person who comes to the rescue is also from iHeart, so that's supposed to make up for it. Part of the thing of the crazy makeovers, they give her enormous fingernails, and then send her out to play the guitar.
Good luck, man.
Classic.
Good luck.
That's gonna be a problem, I think. I mean, not that you can't do both, but she's just getting used to them and like, come on. The Oklahoma song. I'll tell you, it is very accurately.
Oklahoma.
It accurately reflects the kind of song that got written in a hurry for a class of children to sing. I will give it that much. But the fact that part of the song is to let you know that Oklahoma has olives.
Hey, Alonso, and this is one of my what's and probably Brand's, but that song won. That was the winning song, and we got to hear
some of the other ones.
Some of the other ones,
which was good.
Were all better than that one.
But here's the thing: if this county in Oklahoma somehow has $5,000 to award to a song, do you think they're going to go for a cool orchestration of an existing Christmas Carol, or for like a Chamber of Commerce song that touts the virtues of how great Oklahoma is? But, I mean, that's kind of.
I would say they'd probably if they could have made it about their city, they probably would have had a better.
They did. They threw that in as well.
Okay,
yes, they talk about Harmony Springs.
As soon as they started rapping. Like I got those cringe chills. Do you know what I mean? It's just like I don't want any. I can't. This is tough. This is tough to watch.
Yeah, it's like do I need to go to the bathroom? Like I don't know what's happening right now. And then finally, I love that we did get a "Don't Make Me Sing" because
really "Don't Make Me Sing." It was just a classic when Wheelhouse. Don't.
Oh, my guitar's here.
Oh, it's here.
Are you
guitar,
sure?
You don't want me to. I don't. This is about the kids. Okay, what number? We're in E. Here we go.
E flat. Got it.
I have a few. One, the dimly lit bar at the beginning apparently is a request only bar, which is my nightmare. I want to play what I want to play, and give me a request, sure, but request only. Yeah, that's tough because that's just going to be Wagon Wheel. Every other song.
Tell me I'm not in for Wagon Wheel every other song.
The amount of times it's Wagon Wheel, it's Purple Rain, it's all the songs. Free Bird. It's all of them. Every time.
I'm going to do Wagon Wheel at Bramblefest karaoke next year.
You would do great. No, I like the song fine. But it's my same thing. It's just like, how many times can we dance to the cha-cha slide? Can you imagine being a DJ and multiple times a week? It's like, all right, I get the dance floor is losing steam. I know what will cheer people up. The cha-cha slide every time.
Yep.
Every time
for the last 30 years.
But it's amazing. A request only.
I thought the guy was going to be like J.K. Simmons in La La Land and be like, "Hey, play something Christmassy." No.
I did too.
It's requests.
Request only. That's tough.
You're dragging. Also,
total request live.
Request only. So there is a couple of times in this movie where they say things that aren't sayings, and that I expect them to finish differently, such as, let's just say, it takes two to agree to be a couple.
Yep.
It's not it takes two to tango. It takes two to agree to be a couple. Which I love. I love that he started he finds out that she's writing the Oklahoma song, and he's like, man, the last time they had a teacher that did that, kids really liked it. I thought it was going to be really bad news. Yeah, it's actually
it seems foreboding.
It's probably the best thing that's ever happened.
Jeremy Sumter, I don't think he had the gear to start off optimistic. Well, the last time
that happened,
I don't want to say it, but it went like gangbusters.
But they really loved it.
We won.
They were all
happy
about it.
We talk about it every day, actually. And to just harp a little bit more. What was iHeart thinking? This is such a wild thing. It is a movie that goes, you know how you think the music industry is? It's exactly like that. That's what this movie is. It is like that, and we're going to put our name on it and say, yes, we are monsters. That is what we do.
Yeah.
And there's one good person at the company.
Occasionally there's a good person here.
Of course there is.
Most of the time, we're going to try to change what you are and who you are at your very core.
99% of the people that work at iHeartMedia are the worst, and we're fine with that. Please say our name 1,000 times.
That's right.
We don't want to be
to camera.
We don't want to be misrepresented. We want people to know who we are. We are who we thought they were. And let them off the hook. Dano?
Most of mine have been taken, and you guys have done an expert job. A couple more to throw at you. This request only bar is only by artist name only. So it's not just request only. He's like, how about Johnny Cash? That's what he says. And she can play any Johnny Cash song she wants. So that's kind of fascinating and also terrifying at the same time. She says, I'm from Miami, Florida. At least that's what they tell me. What? Do you think there's a chance you're not? Do you think you're announcing that and then you're just not sure if you're from Miami, Florida? Like,
could be a lie.
Could be a lie. is this some kind of weird modern day school like Win Calls the Heart, where kids that are 7 go to school with kids that are 15? Because her music classroom has a child in it, like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and then has several kids that are 12 or 13 years old in it. And it's like supposedly a public school. Like they threw just a hodgepodge beluga of kids in the room, and they were like, yeah, these kids all go to the same school. Just trust us on this. And it just turns out they have to sing in a district-wide competition. That's one of those classic district-wide singing competitions for schools that has a cash prize. What? Every school.
We have to shut down the music program because we had a giant $5,000 check for whoever wins.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to sway us one way or the other. That's going to pay for a month of a teacher, maybe. I got to be honest. Every children's school singing thing I've ever seen has those dumb ratings, excellent and superior and just meh. Like everybody gets excellent or superior. I don't really know what the other ones are, but it's like excellent, superior, or not those
standard.
Two.
Showed up.
And this one is for 5 Gs. These kids are pawns, man. These kids are on strings. They are singing. So he's already offered a percentage of that money to this woman. Like, he's basically like, listen, children, you need to sing so I can give cold, hard cash to this woman over here.
I think what this movie doesn't understand about music programs is that they're intended to be a class that you go to and not an extracurricular, because they have that conversation early on about like, well, there's only 5 kids, they're just not worth the expenditure. I'm like, well, yeah, if you make it voluntary, sure.
That's right.
But like,
That's right.
if you make it a class that everybody goes to, then it's different.
Yeah. A little cart before the horse. So nobody's interested. That's my favorite, especially at private schools.
Gosh,
We'd love to have this, but nobody shows up. Well, why do you think that is? We can do this in a circle all day.
I wish
we had to cancel math because not enough kids wanted to take it.
I wish I had the option to not learn the recorder, but I didn't have that option. I was forced to learn recorder.
And you better believe in high school, I found out there was a way to not take chemistry, and I did it. I found out, I read the credits needed. I read what I needed to graduate with honors. And I was like, so if I take physical science, biology, physics, and environmental science, I don't have to take chemistry. They're like, well, I guess technically, but that's not the order you take those in. And I'm like, sign me up. I didn't take chemistry. Never took it in high school or college because I hated it. And I was like, don't want to deal with it. So people are going to get out of what they want to get out of. And if you require it, then you got a better chance of somebody finding their passion. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Man, you're so cool.
Right? No chemistry for me. Not on my watch.
Yeah, it shows. Let's get to let's take it to the max.
Your friend, was he happy with the direction of his wedding? Or was it more of...
Sure, you laugh at Dan. You laugh at Dan's version of the joke.
It's all about delivery, Brand. I don't know what you want from me.
Let's get to the Max thing. What are you still wondering about, Alonso?
Well, I mean, part of me is wondering, like, if the guy who made the California Christmas movies, when given a little more money and some like actual actors, can make something that's less terrible. So I think that's really that's the Christmas lesson here that I took away. I do want to, I mean, this isn't so much to the max as just I want to give this movie credit for the fact that it doesn't make her career and LA an either or.
Yes.
That she can stay in Oklahoma and actually have a music career. And that makes sense because everybody's music career now is based on the internet and touring, so like she doesn't have to, you don't have to physically be in Nashville or in Los Angeles or in New York or whatever to do that. And so I give the movie points for that. But yeah, I think my takeaway is like, okay, so even the people who are responsible for some of the worst things we've ever seen can do better when they're given some resources. And so, I guess hand a bad producer a giant check and maybe they'll surprise you.
Yeah, I do like that she didn't have to choose either or. I will say it is going to be a tough journey being a teacher and
a singer.
She literally has a thing on the wall that says like best song or something like that. So clearly she's doing it. So I just at some point one of those is going to have to give, right? the music class is thriving. Kids are signing up. It's full. But also, like, I gotta do the music. So I don't know what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
The montage tells you she's doing it with no real answers as to how, but whatever.
I think I think that is the biggest question. I want to know if they ever paint the van. Do they ever paint the van? They do everything to pimp that ride out aside from paint it. And if you fixed everything and redone the inside, why not slap a coat of paint on that bad boy and let's complete the task? Like, why not just do that? Do they ever do that is all I'm asking.
He is single-handedly building a house.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
like
He's
got
doing
a full docket.
He's doing it all. Well, we did, everybody. Congratulations. We're going to be back next week with our final non-scary Christmas movie.
Okay.
Because it's the last week of September. We are watching A Christmas Karen.
Okay.
On Pluto.
On Pluto. All right.
That's where it originally aired. I believe it's available in like everywhere. Like, look under a rock. I think it'll be there.
Gotcha.
So have at it.
Love it.
Christmas Karen.
Christmas
We'll watch
Karen.
next week. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.